The Himalayas, just the name conjures images of immense power, untamed wilderness. These aren't just mountains, they are the roof of the world, a kingdom of ice, rock, sky. We think we know them, mapped every valley, scaled every peak, but that's where we're wrong. These colossal ranges still hold deep, dark secrets. In hidden valleys, ancient forests, life evolves in isolation, far from prying eyes. Myths feel real here. Nature is the ultimate authority, a reminder of how much we still have left to discover. For a true adventurer, the unknown is a magnet, the ultimate challenge. While others see filled-in maps, we see gaps, blank spots where mystery resides. For years, whispers among scientists, whispers from local communities, strange calls in the night, fleeting shadows that matched no known creature. A team of dedicated scientists decided to find out. This wasn't just a scientific trip, it was a quest into the wild. The journey started where the paved roads ended and the true wilderness began. The team, a tough crew of biologists and survival specialists, left the relative comfort of their base camp and trekked deep into the mountains. Every step was a battle against the elements. The air grew thinner with each foot of elevation gained, making every breath a conscious effort. They carried heavy packs with scientific equipment, camping gear, and essential supplies. The path was often no path at all, just loose rock and slippery mud winding along steep ravines. Their destination was a remote valley, a place local guides referred to as the Valley of Whispering Winds. The environment was a stark paradox. During the day, the sun could be surprisingly strong, but as soon as it dipped behind the peaks, a bitter cold would descend instantly. Setting up camp each night was a race against time and dropping temperatures. By day, they surveyed the terrain, mapping out potential habitats like caves, old-growth forests, and rock crevices. They meticulously documented every plant, insect, and bird they encountered, building a complete picture of this unique ecosystem. But their true mission began at dusk. They set up incredibly fine nets called mist nets across forest clearings near streams, perfect flyways for bats. Each night was a long, cold vigil. The team would sit in the biting cold, huddled in their thermal gear, listening. They used sophisticated ultrasonic detectors that could pick up the high-frequency calls bats use to navigate and hunt, sounds completely silent to the human ear. For days, they heard the familiar calls of known bat species. It was fascinating work, but it wasn't what they had come for. They remained patient, resilient, and ever watchful, knowing that in the wild, discovery often comes only to those who are willing to wait. The mountains test your resolve every single second. It happened on the seventh night of the expedition. The air was colder than ever and morale was steady, but the team was feeling the physical toll. They were gathered around the ultrasonic detector, its speaker emitting the usual series of chirps and clicks from common pipistrelle bats. Then, suddenly, a new sound cut through the darkness. It was a pattern they had never heard before. A unique, complex series of calls at a frequency that didn't match any known species. The team froze, their eyes wide with anticipation. Every sense was on high alert. Instantly, the atmosphere in the camp crackled with electricity. This was it. The lead scientist, Dr. Eris Thorne, quickly triangulated the signal's direction. It was coming from ancient rhododendron trees near a sheer cliff face. With quiet urgency, the team grabbed their headlamps and carefully made their way towards the source. The alien sound on the detector grew stronger, a beacon guiding them through the pitch-black forest. Their hearts were pounding, a mix of adrenaline and pure scientific thrill. As they approached the location, they checked the mist net they had strategically placed there earlier. And there, tangled gently in the fine mesh, was a small, dark shape. It was a bat, but it was unlike any they had ever seen. Even from a distance, they could tell it was special. An awestruck silence fell over the team. Dr. Thorne, with practiced and gentle hands, began the delicate process of untangling the bat. This is a moment of immense responsibility. The animal's safety is the absolute top priority. Once freed, they placed the bat into a soft cotton bag to keep it calm and warm. The excitement was almost overwhelming, but their scientific training took over. They had to be methodical. Back at their makeshift field laboratory, under the bright beam of a lamp, they finally got a clear look at their discovery. It was breathtaking. The bat was small, with incredibly dense fur, deep charcoal gray with every single hair delicately tipped in pure white, giving it a frosted, almost magical appearance. The team unofficially nicknamed the new species the Himalayan frostwing, a name inspired by its stunning, frost-tipped fur. This unique coat was the first clue that this bat was something extraordinary. The white tips weren't just for show. The scientists hypothesized that this was high-altitude camouflage. Against lichen-covered rocks and frosted branches, the bat would be nearly invisible to predators like owls and martens. It was a perfect example of nature's genius, a creature perfectly adapted to its harsh and beautiful environment. Its fur was also much thicker and longer than that of its low-altitude relatives, a vital survival trait for enduring freezing nights. Upon closer examination, they discovered more unique features. The frostwing had remarkably large, broad wings for its small body size. This adaptation likely helps it generate more lift in the thin mountain air, allowing it to fly more efficiently where oxygen is scarce. Its ears were also unusually complex, with intricate folds and a prominent tragus, that little flap of cartilage in front of the ear canal. This suggested that the bat employed a highly sophisticated form of echolocation, necessary for navigating the complex, cluttered terrain of dense mountain forests and hunting the specific types of insects found at these altitudes. The scientists took careful measurements, collected a tiny DNA sample from a wing membrane without causing any harm, and took high-resolution photographs. They observed its behavior, noting its calm but alert demeanor. Unlike some bat species that can be quite frantic when handled, the frostwing was relatively placid, a trait that might help it conserve precious energy. Its diet, determined from analyzing its droppings, consisted mainly of moths and beetles that are active only during the brief Himalayan summer. This made the bat a specialist, relying on a narrow window of resource availability each year, making its existence even more precarious and amazing. After documenting everything they could, the most important moment arrived, releasing the bat back into its home. With utmost care, Dr. Thorne opened his hands. The Himalayan frostwing clung to his glove for a moment, its small, intelligent eyes surveying the darkness. Then, with a powerful push from its broad wings, it launched into the night, disappearing silently into the forest from which it came. This incredible discovery gives us a great chance to talk about how amazing bats are. Let's be honest, they often get a bad rap. People think of them as scary flying mice that get tangled in your hair. But that's just myth and misunderstanding. The truth is, bats are some of the most fascinating and vital creatures on our planet. They are the only mammals capable of true powered flight, an incredible evolutionary feat. They see in the dark using echolocation, a biological sonar so sophisticated even our best military tech struggles to match it. Bats send out high-frequency sound waves and build a detailed mental map from the echoes. There is a staggering diversity within the bat world. Over 1,400 species have been identified, making up about a quarter of all mammal species on Earth. They come in all shapes and sizes. The bumblebee bat of Thailand is the world's smallest mammal, weighing less than a penny. Some flying foxes reach nearly 6 feet across, and their diets are just as varied. Many, like the Himalayan frostwing, are expert insect hunters. Others sip nectar from flowers, others eat fruit, others even catch fish. Only 3 species feed on blood. They prefer cattle, not people. Their importance to the health of our planet cannot be overstated. Bats that eat insects are nature's pest control. A single little brown bat can eat up to 1,000 mosquito-sized insects in just 1 hour. That saves farmers billions and reduces insect-borne disease. Nectar-feeding bats pollinate over 500 plant species, including bananas, mangoes, and agave. The plant used to make tequila. Without bats, we wouldn't have tequila. Thank a bat next time you drink a margarita. Fruit-eating bats are the farmers of the tropics. They disperse seeds in their droppings over vast areas, regenerating cleared forests. So, far from being creatures of darkness to be feared, bats are keystone species. Ecosystems depend on them. The discovery of the frostwing was a triumph, but it's crucial to remember the raw challenge of the environment where it was found. Operating in the high Himalayas is survival at its most fundamental. The team wasn't just on a scientific outing, they were on a full-blown expedition where one mistake could have serious consequences. The biggest, most relentless enemy is the altitude itself. Above 8,000 feet, the air has significantly less oxygen. This can lead to acute mountain sickness, severe headaches, nausea, and extreme fatigue. The team had to acclimatize slowly, spending several days at intermediate camps to allow their bodies to adjust. Weather in the mountains is a fickle and dangerous beast. A clear, sunny morning can turn into a raging blizzard in less than an hour. The team had to be expert meteorologists, reading the clouds and wind patterns to anticipate sudden storms. They carried emergency shelters, extra food, and satellite phones for communication, because once a storm hits, you are completely isolated. The cold was another constant threat. At night, temperatures plummeted far below freezing. Proper layering of clothing, high-quality sleeping bags, and a reliable stove for melting snow into drinking water weren't just comforts, they were essential survival tools. Staying warm and hydrated is a full-time job in that environment. Navigating the terrain required skill, courage, and teamwork. The team had to cross roaring glacial rivers on makeshift bridges, scramble up steep scree slopes where the ground shifted under their feet, and traverse narrow ledges with dizzying drops below. Every member of the team had to trust the others with their life. They moved as a unit, communicating constantly and watching out for each other. A twisted ankle, a simple injury in the city, could become a life-threatening emergency in the remote wilderness, miles away from any help. This shared risk forged an unbreakable bond among the crew. They came as visitors, worked with the wild, and left with a discovery that made it all worthwhile. Finding the Himalayan frostwing was just the beginning of the scientific adventure. The tiny DNA sample is like a biological treasure chest holding secrets to its evolutionary history. Back in the lab, scientists can now sequence the frostwing's genome, mapping its complete genetic instructions. By comparing its DNA to other bats, they can build a family tree and pinpoint where it fits. Ultrasonic recordings are another crucial piece. Every bat has a unique voice print, range of frequencies, call duration, and pulse repetition. By analyzing calls, scientists learn how it perceives its world. Can it detect smaller insects? Can it navigate denser foliage? Bioacoustics offers a non-invasive way to study behavior. Physical measurements provide invaluable data. Wing loading calculations confirm broad wing adaptation. Microscopic analysis of frost-tipped fur reveals insulation and pigmentation. Even the droppings can be analyzed to build a catalog of the insects it preys on. This discovery has a ripple effect across disciplines. For climatologists, it provides a baseline for climate change. Will warming force the frostwing higher? For conservationists, it highlights a new species needing protection. In a world that can sometimes feel fully explored, the discovery of a new species is like finding a new star in the sky. Each new species we find is a living library of unique biological solutions that have evolved over millions of years. The frostwing's frost-tipped fur could inspire new thermal insulation. Its high-altitude abilities could hold clues for respiratory research. When scientists find a new creature in a remote valley, it tells us the ecosystem is still healthy and intact enough to support such specialized life. The Himalayan frostwing becomes a flagship species, a beautiful representative for its entire fragile mountain habitat, helping to raise awareness for its conservation. The story of the Himalayan frostwing is a powerful reminder that the age of exploration is far from over. Our planet's true frontier isn't just in the depths of space or the bottom of the ocean, it's also hidden in the misty valleys, dense jungles, and remote mountain ranges. There are still so many discoveries waiting to be made, so many living wonders we have yet to meet. This should fill us with a profound sense of excitement and humility. It's a call to action. Stay curious, keep exploring, never lose your sense of wonder for the planet we call home. This discovery reinforces our connection to nature. It's easy to feel disconnected in our busy lives, but stories like this cut through the noise. They transport us to the freezing, windswept slopes of the Himalayas. They let us share in the thrill of discovery. They remind us we are part of a vast, interconnected web of life. The survival of a tiny bat in a remote mountain valley is linked to the health of the planet and to us. Protecting wildlife isn't about something out there, it's preserving our life support system. Explore with respect. Protect what we find. The team that found the frostwing were experts who understood the delicate balance. Their mission: understand and conserve, not conquer. This is the future of exploration. A partnership with nature. Use knowledge and technology to be better stewards. Let the Himalayan frostwing be a symbol of the unknown, of resilience, of the incredible beauty still in the wild. Never stop seeking adventure, climb a mountain, or explore the woods behind your house. Keep the fire of curiosity alive. Support the scientists and conservationists protecting our planet's treasures. The wild is calling. It's full of challenges and wonders. Answer the call and fight for its survival. Now that's a real adventure.